of Knockwave as a potential hard engage on one side. The threat of that Renekton flank is obviously that much higher when you have Nocturne ult to turn off the wards, turn off the lights. And then on the
Berserker still far enough forward. There might be an opportunity here for Blabber. Meanwhile, APA going for that shuffle that I was talking about down here on the bottom side. It's Isles the target as Blabber goes in for the first blood. The Marshall Caden's going to claim it. As back in the mid lane,
we'll have to see, can he actually turn this into something? These are the last 5 times these players have actually matched up as far as series play was concerned. Inspired did win 3 of them, but I know all time the head-to-head is pretty heavily favored towards Inspired, and Blabber is. But Aurora can go invis, jump away, ult, bounce across the map. Like, it's really hard to lock down Aurora.
Ooh, hold on. Blabber goes in here, wants to try to scrap with Inspired over the chickens, but now Blabber is down to 40% HP. Inspired goes in, Cataclysm right back on top of him. Blabber is low. Saves grab the kill, Blabber is down. Inspired still fighting for now as APA is likely to drop here too, and Lion shows their fangs. Inspired barely dies there at the end to bring the trade to a 2-for-1.
Yeah, Inspired didn't even have beautiful play there from Inspired. Blocks that, gets the heal, and should have been able to get out.
Hold on, we're not done. The violence continues here in the bottom lane. Isles, one more auto attack. He's going to take him down. Sven with the fadeaway rocket. Now wants to get it back on Berserker. Pops his barrier. Both AD carry to the edge of death. Berserker staying alive for now, but no! A double kill.
Up in gold. Let's watch this one more time. It's the Nami ulti to start it off, and Isles is just trying to sidestep this bubble that never even comes in. Sven nails the last rocket. But besides that, there's not really a lot of things he has to be scared of, so he's going to just get E'd by Nami and kind of walk forward.
Inspired goes in, but the Drake has already been secured by Blabber. APA with a 3-man ulti while Inspired has to flash over the wall to escape the C9 fire. Partially losing some of that patience. Thanatos over the wall looking for the opportunity to go in. Blabber wants to arrive here with the EQ, but the Herald's going to be slain by Inspired. Dokla now finds a kill, and Blabber is dead. C9 thought they wanted to fight for this, but Lion was better prepared. They'll take the objective, they'll take Blabber, and they'll take a win here in this quick scuffle.
Yeah, nicely done there by Lion, but Sven was pushing mid this entire time, so Sven is going to be picking up a decent amount of gold. Blabber did go down, and Inspired got the smite, so they do.
Feels compelled to back away. Thanatos does have his teleport ready to join up with this fight, but he is still top lane, and you can see pings coming out from the C9 side onto the top lane tier 1. They're having Thanatos commit to taking this, as the Herald is summoned up mid lane by Dokla. They're going to crash the Herald in. Big chunk of damage there. Almost all plates removed. It's a race for the first turret. Thanatos versus Lion, and the first turret is going to go over to Lion by just a single auto attack. Inspired claims that one.
Yeah, and they get the Dragon too, so that is really good for Lion. Also, very interesting tech here from Inspired. He's building towards Abyssal, so you're going to have that damage amp, that magic damage amp, as he's going in for the Orianna combo, right? So they're putting even more eggs in the basket here of this Knockwave.
There it is. They want to jump in after the Emperor. The Seeker's Arm Guard going to buy him a moment. The Sun Disc trying to protect APA, who stays alive for now.
Spell shield
goes
again!
For the shuffle, but the second time, Inspired plays so patiently. He waits on the spell shield, he blocks the Emperor's Divide, and he secures the kill.
That is actually insane, because APA didn't even do the obvious Panic ultimate, where as soon as you get out of the fear, a lot of people will just mash ulti because they know they're going down. He didn't even spell shield then. APA.
But I feel like this is 3 times now we've seen this flash purposefully blown by C9 putting resources into it. Saints still 2-0-2.
Yeah.
Thanatos using the ulti down here in the bottom lane, trying to defend against the push of Lion, but as Dokla shows up, he has enough HP to just force down this tier 1, even though he has to absorb a couple turret shots in the process.
Talk about how, oh, this guy is really trolling the mid lane matchup. You need to play it differently like this. You need to be more aggressive at this level, or he did the wrong skill order.
Okay, Inspired going in now. Has that knockwave with Saint yet again with True Shot Barrage over the top. It's that easy for Lion. With that infinite mana. As Blabber goes in for the Cataclysm onto Inspired. Flag and drag right back out like you were talking about earlier. Azael, as there's your engage coming out with the knockwave. C9 scatters, they're trying to regroup in time. Dokla with the pressure onto Sven here into the back line. Sven dies, but so does Dokla. APA going gold, but he is likely to fall here too. No, he survives thanks to the shielding. True Shot Barrage flies through and just barely misses the Emperor of Shurima. APA does have his teleport to come back to this fight if C9 want to keep going back for it. As you're going to see Saint do a very similar play here. He still has his Seeker's Arm Guard ready to go. APA had to use his stasis through the Hourglass in the earlier fight. TP is bringing both mid laners back into the action now as APA arrives first. C9 control over the Drake. It's down to about 3,000. It's going to get lower. APA trying to keep everybody away. Thanatos with the weirding over the wall, and Inspired has to retreat. The Dragon claimed by C9.
Yeah, nicely done. You know, even though the initial fight went the way...
One of those new additions to the game in 2026 with the Endless Hunger, the Omni Vamp, that you really get the biggest amount of it once you get at least one takedown. And now in mid lane, there's your Knockwave yet again. Inspired. The delivery system finds its way to the Corki, and Sven is down. Blabber has to go full retreat now, lest he be caught in the same trap from the rest of the team. C9 looking to push back forward towards the Drake. Lion looking for their opportunities here, but all of the ultis are spent. There's still Cataclysm. There's still Emperor's Divide for C9. They know they've got these tools. They know they have more resources to work with, and it allows them to claim the objective.
I mean, that was ridiculously close. They
got
almost...
that ulti ready again. Okay, Paranoia once more ready to cast. Sven gonna go ahead, start up the Drake. C9 has control over the pit. Dokla popping the dominance, tries to go in, finds Thanatos, knocked up into the air by the bubble, but there's your Knockwave! Falcon's already down. Lion continues pressing forward, and Dokla's got the kill on Thanatos. The Croc about to drop, but Blabber doesn't have the damage to take him out. Inspire's right on top of the Drake, and APA is dead. Lion rule the river, and C9 falls to pieces. Sven's gonna get procced by the fear, and he's down. Everybody on C9 except for
Tried to flash the combo, didn't time it well, pulled the combo into the rest of their team, and ended up making it this AoE engage. This was key, though, from Sven. Turns around, knocks down Berserker, because without that, they would have lost.
As Thanatos going to walk in there. Dokla is spotted on the ward. They know where the Croc is. As soon as he's tagged with the weirding, he goes into the dominance. True Shot Barrage flies through, but it only hits Sven. Now Saint could be in a little bit of danger here. Inspired trying to find Sven. Dokla now on top of the 80 carry from C9, but it's going bad for Lion. They've already lost Saint. And Dokla's Guardian Angel will not keep him from the gates of hell. A shutdown goes to Sven, as Lion have already lost 2 men, and C9 are looking for a Dragon Soul.
Yeah, that may be the straw that breaks the Lions' back here. This is going to be the Soul. It's going to be probably the Baron right after it as well, as Lion trying to look for these clever angles on the engage, but they get spotted out. Berserker's doing a lot of work, though.
Yeah, Berserker's trying to make something happen here. Blabber goes forward, forces the flash out of the 80 carry for Lion. And yeah, Dokla, it's one of those cardinal sins about wrapping deep through the enemy jungle looking for the flank. You've got to have a sweeper or a control ward or something, because as soon as they saw Dokla, they jumped on him, they punished him, and Lion wasn't able to answer. Now it's C9 going after the Baron. Saint is still dead for 10 seconds. Dokla's still dead for 15. Nobody on Lion is going to stop anything about this. And the pendulum swings.
I need a comeback here, because this is going to be really, really tough. Saint is split pushing top. Dokla's trying to push in mid. So Cloud9 is just going to play through one lane. They're just going to try to barrel down this bot lane. And if Saint doesn't recall really soon, that inhibitor is just absolutely gone.
Exactly. Lion's saying we think that the best thing we can do is try to create distractions in side lanes, and C9 will answer with a death ball.
But do they try to end
the bottom lane, as Berserker is now the target. They want a full send with Sven and Blabber, as Inspired is now super low on HP. They're almost ready to kill the Nocturne, but they can't quite get the DPS.
Saint's still going.
C9 is demanding a response from the solo laners of Lion. Saint finally completes his recall, but the first Nexus turret is already down. Lion can't find their opportunity to stand their ground. APA goes in for the shuffle. He's not going to find a target on Inspire, but it will not matter. The Nexus is gone, and C9 takes game 1.
C9 able to pull a rabbit out of the hat there. Vial, Ariel, Rumble ult, everything goes in, and then everyone is clumping up and kind of like trying to defend this and whatever, and you just kind of create
Turn
chaos.
The bodyguards on
exactly. You just throw
Vulcan
the...
and Sven stepping up here, trying to square up against Isles and Berserker in the 2v2. Berserker does have the white gun, very good for scrapping, but Gravitum there with the purple, not quite as useful. APA goes in, Unraveled Earth into the seismic shove. No, Blabber wanted to get the stun, but the shove had already missed. Now C9 trying to get themselves away, as Blabber will be the sacrificial lamb. Saint shows up, Blabber goes down, first blood over to Lion. The charm misses, trying to make it a 2-for-0, but Lion will happily walk away with that kill.
Yeah, really well played by Lion. And that's a pretty big punish. You don't even get the flash off of Berserker. You're going to lose the Dragon. First blood goes over to Saint. And this is that roam that they try to make happen. And they kind of just did the combo in the inverse way, where it was like, APA threw the seismic shove, and then Blabber tried to flash stun him in the seismic shove, but the flash had already come out. If there is a fight breaking out, might be here.
Okay, immediately, Saint and Inspired going in after Sven. They charm him up, but they can't quite burst him down. Beautiful protection coming in from C9 as APA and Vulcan come to the rescue. Inspired's going to be knocked out through the bailout, and Lion have overplayed their hand. Saint tries to get away as Vulcan goes forward for the Winter's Bite, and APA picks up another. Grand Starfall coming in from Blabber, but Isles is able to escape for now. Here with a flash follow-up from Blabber's not going to allow him to get all the way home. Send the news of their demise. Lion go behind enemy lines, and they aren't coming back.
Hey, Bard is not a bad fan, but Braum reacted so well to it. If the Q flash hits, I think he just insta-dies, and it's a completely different story. But the fact that he doesn't insta-die, and he gets to channel a full culling into Inspired, who spent his flash, like, that was game-changing. And now APA, they just fought to the death. He just takes him down. Slow, the Q slow, the passive stun. Like, there's so many ways for him to be able to apply it, and it kind of turns him into a mini enchanter.
Okay, nice seismic shove from APA here on Saint. Follow-up coming in from Blabber. He ends up taking the kill on it, but that was all APA's. Okay, Isaac, what do tanks like in League of Legends? They like to resist damage. So you just build a shield, a tank needs a shield, and then 4 items that resist damage.
I mean, it's just a cold winter's day. He's got 2 vests, 2 cloaks.
1 vest for your front, 1 vest for your back. 1 cloak for your front,
Layers.
1 cloak for your back. 1 dead AD carry in the mid lane as Berserker gets bulldozed. The Herald gets summoned up. The Tier 1 turret falls. Tier 1 turret's about to die in the top lane at the same time from APA's split push. Those 3 Void Grubs I mentioned earlier, that down payment, dividends are coming in, and C9 is up to almost a 3,500 gold lead 16.5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it feels like the wheels are kind of falling off a little bit here for Dignitas.
Sven just sees Thanatos' inventory. He wants to have some of that kind of fun, you know? He just wants to build some resistances. Sometimes that's all a man needs on a nice weekend afternoon.
This is going to be like a record for latest item completion. You know, we used to do the tracking of
the fastest one.
He's going for the slowest.
Hey man, a world record is a world record. It doesn't matter how you achieve it.
He's out of inventory spots, so the real problem is he has to build something now, you know? He has to make an item. Unless he wants to sell his boots to buy another cloak, which I would respect.
Honestly, you got to sell boots to buy another belt. Then you have 2 of each defensive item.
Full build!
And then you're full build. Inspire tries to go in after APA, who immediately drops the stasis, flashing back out, trying to survive. Vulcan will be your sacrificial lamb, but a nice stun onto Inspired, looking to trade 1 back. Calling flies through. Inspired is low. Bailout is on him, but it ain't gonna save him. Make it a 1-for-1. Lion sent the whole damn kitchen sink, but now it's Thanatos looking to make some renovations. He's not gonna find his way to the kitchen just yet, but C9 will happily trade 1-for-1 on that one.
I mean, that was a 4v2 for what felt like 20 seconds, and they could barely get through the Braum, so things are looking tough. And I got an update from production that after APA trash talk Saint in all chat, Berserker had to mute him. So he forgot the preview.
Pushes for the Tier 1 turret top. C9 saying, all right, sure, Tier 1, take it. We're going Tier 2.
Yep, exactly. They're just going Tier 2, mid, as well as that bot push. And Dokla on top, maybe.
Oh, that is just immediately. Dokla stepped 1 inch too far forward, and C9 sat him down and showed him why you can't do it.
Yeah, that is tough. I mean, both these AD carries
click on the link pinned in chat for their chance to win $50 in RP. We've got our Lucian with Essence Reaver, Infinity Edge, Navori. This dude is so...
It's just tough.
I mean, Renata's ulti walks slower than some champions do, right? So if you're going the same direction that the ulti is, you're probably going to beat it in a foot race.
And Braum has already blocked it, you know, once or twice this game. Like, that's another thing that makes it really difficult.
All right, Baron's been started up by C9. They've got it very, very low, but Lion is on the approach. Baron down, smited by Blabber. C9 on the retreat right now. Saint and the rest of Lion trying to catch up, see if there's anything they can find here, but no, they're too late to the play. They were caught unawares, and C9...
Some of that Baron buff, but now C9 back to the scene of the crime. You have to think this tower is going to go down.
Back to the scene of the crime for even more crime. The sequel is even better than the original for
Double
C9.
Jeopardy, can't charge them twice.
Oh yeah, they've got this one taken care of, no problem. Tier 2 turret falls, C9 up 5,000 gold. And between all of the praises that we were giving him giving Inspired last game for his timing on being able to spell shield APA's Azir shuffles, APA now has the chance to pay it back with the timing on these stasis plays, and honestly, he's doing a good job with it. Weaver's Wall to buy the opportunity to fire into the turrets here. The Tier 3 line under pressure as that bottom lane Tier 3 turret is about to collapse. Double cannon minions empowered with Baron, nearly enough to bring it down. Berserker does clear out that last cannon in time, but C9 is not done yet with the siege. 20 seconds remain until the soul spawns. The Baron just now expires as they force down the tier 3. So C9 takes this opportunity. They got exactly what they needed to. They broke the base defenses with the last wave of Baron. Now they control the Drake.
Yeah, and look at the vision. There's no vision deep on the map for Lion. This is what makes it so difficult, is to have this soul spawning right after the Baron expires, because Baron is up, you were just locked into your base, you can't get out on the map, and then all of a sudden you have to try to get over to the Dragon. They're not even going to bother contesting. Look where Inspired is. He's in the top lane side brush, hoping maybe I can find a pick on someone, look for something, because they know no shot can you walk in blind and actually try to take that away from C9. If you walk in blind there, you're going to die, and they will just walk down bot lane with that open inhib and probably end the game.
Bottom lane is Australia. Inspired is having a nice Canadian vacation right now, not going anywhere near where all of the crocodiles live. That crocodile is claimed. Now APA stepping up towards the brush, not going to hit Inspired with it. Immediate stasis yet again as he tries to flash away. Thanatos is coming in looking to defend his mid. Saint's likely going to be first to die here. The bailout is going to bring him back, but he just dies right again. Lion looking to make their play with the numbers advantage. Blabber is taking low. Guardian Angel going to bring him back. Thanatos is fighting for his life, drain tanking everybody, but Berserker knocks him down. C9 scrambling, trying to get something back. Sven's the only damage. They got to try to protect him. The calling, firing into Dokla, but it's being blocked by minions. Sven is still looking to salvage this, but a huge play from Lion. Gets 3 for 1.
Yeah, and how much more can they get? You know, that just took about 2-3K off of the gold lead, and there's bounties up. Berserker's going to farm these plates, farm this tower, and they see Sven and Vulcan over here. They could maybe even get more.
Berserker's also got Crescendum. Remember, White Gun Aphelios. This is one of the very unique champions in the game.
Reinforce that they're not yet on that same level as the C9s and TLs potentially. So it would be huge if they could come back in this game.
Blabber and APA. Waiting, seeing if there's maybe a play to try to make here. Vulcan, Glacial Fissure doesn't find a whole lot. Just a knock up there onto Dokla. Inspired in the chicken pit. Doesn't see damage onto the Baron, about halfway dead already. C9 are now the ones tasked with stopping the objective. Lion called the bluff, and C9 are now forced to scramble. Baron down to 3,000 HP, and Lion are going to take the Baron and take the lead.
Nicely done. Lion just pushed
Fissure
him out.
And die. That's pretty much the lot that you are dealt if you're going to fight with this much health. C9 still posturing around the area, keeping an eye on Lion, who are starting the objective up yet again. Berserker will shred this thing if you give him the chance. Dokla is back in the base, here for Lion, trying to clear out the massive wave of minions. C9 has all 5 players here. Elder Drake down to 7,000. Weaver's Wall gonna cut off Lion. Inspired charging up the Vault Breaker as Thanatos and Blabber go into the back line. They're looking to force Berserker away. The Dragon's still at 5,000 HP. Thanatos looking to put the pressure on, but he's already down. Resurrection coming in here through the Guardian Angel. Berserker wants Inferno multi. Blabber's here on the front line. He's about to be dropped in the Guardian Angel now as well. Lion running. C9 staying alive somehow for now. Only Thanatos is truly dead.
Yeah, Thanatos is down. He will have TP, but he's not up for 45 seconds. C9 needs to try to delay. They only knocked down Inspired, and he just lost the GA. Berserker was so low, but didn't even die. Blabber's going back to base, has no ult, so he's rushing out, and Lion are right onto the Elder.
Lion starting this up. They burned it down to about half HP. C9 have to force them back. There's no jungler here for the C9 side, but a nice seismic shove. It's APA and he found Saint. Now Dokla's gonna try to find some damage right back the other way as Sven needs auto attacks. He lands a couple. He's trying to kite him out and he finds a second kill. Berserker looking for his way into the C9 lines, but no. Berserker gets knocked into the Guardian Angel. Blabber jumps back forward. A triple kill over to Sven. Berserker's alive, but the spear is ready to find his heart. Double kill over to Blabber. Ace, C9.
That's going to be the game. They're just going to TP in and end it. APA steps up when they need him most, finds the seismic shove to win the game.
The week 1 player of the week, the mid laner on a brand new team, right when it looks like C9 might have fumbled game 2, APA finds the seismic shove. It's a faster one than game number 1. It's a Cloud9 2-0, and they're gonna love the way this week 2 looks.
What a finish to that one. Explosive game 2. It looked like Lion was just going to get blown out in the second game, but they made some great plays, able to pull themselves back in it, keep it really...
But like everyone plays Lucian, and he plays a lot of other stuff too. Is that really a
So you're a man of the people is what you're
pocket?
saying. You're just echoing the sentiment that the people have.
I'm just saying pockets are pretty
And mid lane even backing him up. It seems like Sentinels will be able to secure the first Drake of the game. XU hits 6, but won't be nearby. He's actually not even walking towards that dragon to spot it out. Instead, just going to go for his Raptor. So Habak ahead in the clear and faster to the objective on the Nocturne. Not too shabby.
All right, we'll see which level 6 jungler.
Last week on the Cassante, on the Kennen, both of those looked like he was kind of the rock on the team. And even last summer when he came in, it was like a breath of fresh air for Dignitas having this top laner.
Here we go.
Now he's got his jungler behind him. Impact, slice and dice, throws up the Dominus, has flash available, and XU will go in with the Cyclone. Impact in trouble. Big heal, though, with the Q. First blood, the Photon, traded back 1-for-1.
So it's first blood kill?
Yeah, and as Dragon started here by Sentinels, I also want to highlight that that was a 1-for-1 for Impact in a 1v2. This is what he was known for back in the day. And last year, not the best showing from Impact. We kind of memed about it, you know, worst year ever for him as a player, stats-wise, versus his MVP year the year before. So we actually made this graph of like, where is he right now, currently based on last week, and already here. I wanted to lean like 6, maybe 7. I landed on 6. As the final score in terms of like worst year ever to MVP.
You get like 2 6-7s per day, okay?
Well, okay, the first one was not mine. That was Chat's.
Okay.
That was Chat's, and just me echoing it for them. As a dive comes in from Ignar right now here on the Rahel, all alone under the turret, as Ignar will tank up all the shots. FBI with the kill credit.
Okay, well, Bob's just spamming old emotes as soon as he makes a misplay. Here we go,
dive. I want everyone looking down at this dive here. Photon in a 1v3 needlework. He fancies himself an outplay. Almost deletes Huhi right there, but will survive. Meanwhile, Impact facing his own dive in the top lane. It's XU and Palafox this time around. He does survive as well, so 2 dive attempts, but Dignitas go for round 2. XU, does he have the damage to actually take him down? He does. Dignitas execute the dive.
Yeah, repeat play here with the Alistar ultimate is going to be enough to tank the turret. Easy pickings there for Dignitas. Tower, though. First tower bonus, Kangas, goes over to Sentinels back in the game. First tower, yeah, a little dangerous for him up there, though. He was messing around on Nocturne's side of the map.
Yeah.
And this is what we're looking at for Champ Select. The Nocturne hovering on the side lanes is going to be a very big issue. Impact's going to have to give this tower up since his jungler is on top side.
Committing onto it right now. The shuffle back. Darkwings was taking up turret. They looked for the knockwave combo.
So she can't really side lane. Azir has a lot of authority to go to side lanes, has so much mobility, also has flash advantage, also gonna get the Rift Herald. Where's he going with that sucker, though?
That's not your side of the map. Okay, I was worried for a moment. FBI.
Maybe it just the timer ran out and it just popped out.
Maybe that was a miss. Yeah, you know what? We'll ask him later. Either way, the Herald will not charge onto the mid turret. Dragon is up. Sentinels starting up the fight. As Darkwings does not have flash on the Orianna, could be a target right now, trying to use the ball as a flash forward from Hui to get the engage. That is Dragon secure for Sentinels. They don't need to take the fight. They got the objective. As needlework will come out from Photon. Dignitas are still here. XU goes back in. Cyclone, the rest of the team's not behind him, though, as Paranoia comes out. No one from Dignitas could follow up. Humbach goes back in. Impact now gets shuffled back, but Rahel found the angle in, finds the kill, and Sentinels get even more as FBI will fall. The Dragon plus a clean.
They take out the Azir.
Oh, and we're back to live, and there's even more carnage, Kobe, as Rahel finds another kill. 2-1 and 2. Didn't see how Ignar got into that position, but Sentinels are off to the races now.
Honestly, the race is like half over, too. There's the one dragon coming up in 3.5 minutes, and like they just got so much for Dignitas to work with either. So Sentinels, they have full authority to just send a Nocturne Orianna combination on these Dignitas carries.
And now another Nocturne wave! Yeah. The Knockwave lands on the 3. Yeah. Sentinels find the play. Double kill to Rahel, who he will take one as well. And Baron is on the Rift.
I mean, I hate to say it, but like you kind of got what you deserved there, walking around up mid lane with no flash, buddy.
And it's perfect timing. I mean, that was 20 minutes on the clock, as now even Impact is winning the 1v1 on a Photon. Flash over the wall. Impact continues the chase. Needlework for the slow, but in comes Huhi underneath the turret trying to lock him down. But Photon will survive. Doesn't matter. Sentinels, they just wanted the big purple.
Then with Nocturne vision cut off, like they can't see you anymore.
Yep.
So now they're thinking, well, maybe we overextended. Did we send too much?
Yeah.
Maybe we sent too much.
Is there a Renekton behind them? Is there a Rakan behind them? All these different variables when you don't have that information. Sentinels, though, keeping their mid laner alive. Darkwings has now regrouped with the team. They're sieging mid with their Red Bull Baron power play, and will take down a tier 2.
The strategy is you hold hands. You know, you got to get a buddy.
Oh, you get the buddy system.
Got to get a buddy to go explore the darkness. This is Dragon Soul Kingdoms, by the way.
This is Dragon Soul uncontested. Dignitas cannot find an avenue in. At least they're not confident enough to walk up and push their way in. Sentinels, they pick it up. 4 dragons in a row at 23 minutes into the game, and they still have Baron for a little longer. So Dignitas, I mean, they're at this point kind of looking for a miracle, as the gold lead is well in Sentinel's favor, plus all the stats they get from the dragons.
Well, what are we going to cook up here, Dignitas?
I mean, maybe a counter engage, who he did go in with the quickness.
Let's see. I mean, Azir is 2 items with Flash and Zonia, so maybe Palfox sees a line.
I mean, right there, he goes for it. Right as you call it, Kobe. Shut down on the Darkwings. No flash out time around. Lights go out again. Hambach cannot get the kill onto XU. FBI's unleashed. Flashes over, but Rahel holds his ground. Palfox couldn't quite get in range. Now Impact on a big flank.
Oh my God.
Dignitas have to make fast work on the right side because Impact's coming in. Flash for the kill onto FBI. Palafox feared up by Hambach. Impact knocked up, but Palafox knocked down. Impact with the double kill. Dignitas trying to get their top lane and support out of there. Sentinels with the Dragon Soul are just too strong in these fights. It was a nice look from Dig. They found the pick on the Darkwings, and maybe they actually have more in the tank. Low health bars over Hell and Hambach.
They saw him.
And in comes XU. The Wukong on the flank now. Finds Hambach. Spell shield. Can't get the kill. And Impact now trying to play bodyguard, teleport in from Darkwings, who was the first to fall, stunned up on the Photon. And Rahel gets that snipe for the shutdown. Photon.
Otacon throws last year. Can we get some Baron throws to replace the Otacon throws that we're missing now?
Right now, Sentinels are holding the line here as Impact again always threatening, but this time Ignar is there to match him. XU is spotted. He's separated from the rest of the team. Darkwings will see him, the paranoia to turn the lights off, and that is just Baron secured. It's going to come down to a fight afterwards, and the knockwave on FBI! 80 carry out before the fight even kicks off proper. Huhi knocking up the follow-up of Photon as Impact yet again holding the line. Nice interrupt from XU on Rahel ulting in there, but it is not going to stop him. Domination from the bot laner of Sentinels, and domination from Sentinels as a team. They have played this one clean, and now with their second Baron are looking to close it out.
Okay, Knockwave with Infernal Soul, that that damage, wow, that FBI just got instantly deleted there. Look at that, I think his barrier was up. It's up now, at least while he's dead. So I don't know, maybe there's a couple more seconds on it, but don't even know if that would have made a difference because he got insta-deleted.
It's one of those games where I think, I mean, you're not going to build
more
Zonia's.
there.
Yeah. Rahel did, now that I got to see it again in the replay, he ulted into the Wukong who was already using the Cyclone. So maybe if he hadn't self-CC'd himself, he could have gotten a little more done. But who's to say, either way, still in favor of Sentinels right now. 10K gold lead as they're pushing Dignitas back to their base. Hambach and Huhi now going back in onto Ignar. They get the Alistair ult, and he still almost dies. Ignar's going to have to walk all the way back. Hit by one Void Seeker. Can he get hit by another one? Oh, no.
Here it comes, the 10,000 gold lead Baron team. All right, Dignitas. You're going to need some magic now. What do you got? Tower's deleted. They're going for it.
Another engage comes in from Huhi. Now they're Nocturne and Paranoia yet again. Palafox does find a shuffle, but it's Zonia's by Rahel. The 80 carry still healthy on Sentinels as Impact is fighting under Nexus turrets. Double kill the Darkwings and a team fight ace to Sentinels. They closed out week 1 with a loss, but they're starting week 2 with a game win. Sentinels go up 1-0 versus Dignitas.
Orianna Nocturne. Very successful.
Very successful.
Very successful here for Sentinels. Nice opener to the
EU over on GX that he was assistant coaching last year. Now, I got to talk with him a little bit during their scrims as well. The team was so confident, so happy to... So, Sentinels do actually win out there. FBI, meanwhile, having to walk back to turret, will save the flash. A lot of aggression. Flash from Peyz. Everybody wants to use their summoner spells, but first blood.
Darkwing stays around anyway. He doesn't respect it, and so nice.
Ooh.
It's nice here from Palafox to capitalize after the hectic skirmish.
He's over the wall. Hambach walks up and just steals it with the smite Q on Pantheon. Notorious for being able to outsmite jungle opponents as Weaver's wall will come in, root it up, can't follow it up, but XU's got 3 on him regardless, so he will fall. Dignitas, they lose the dragon and they lose their jungler in the aftermath. As now 1v1 Photon onto Impact, gets the ultimate out, third and Topho strike back, and he's winning this 1v1 currently. Darkwings, meanwhile, also chunked out. Again, some trigger-happy players on both sides. We came here to scrap in game number 2. Photon will win his 1v1 as Sentinels now look at Palafox. Can't lock him down long enough, and he will walk away.
If they want to, and they're going to try and walk their way in. Huhi here.
Very far forward right now, holding that W, nicely timed to stop Ignar, not the ball breaker from XU, and then just Keeper's Verdict knocks them away. So hard to walk up on these objectives. Palafox in the 1v1 versus Darkwings, using the phase rush to try and get onto him, but Darkwings will survive. His team will get their second dragon, and nobody will fall on either side.
Yeah, well done. And Huhi, double ejection. Now Huhi goes back in.
Yeah, I was looking for the stun on the wall there, didn't quite find it, but Hambach now follows up with a stun onto XU. Keeper's Verdict does not lock down the vault breaker, and now turn back into Hambach. He's taking a lot of damage here from Palafox, but even with the Shattering Strike, Photon now joins in. Hambach gets the kill onto Palafox. Huhi will be traded. 1-for-2 trade in favor of Sentinels. Dignitas even committing their top laner to the play. To no effect.
Yeah, nicely done there. Kind of screening for each other. Ooh.
Now we have the Weaver's Wall coming down. Hambach's trying to block the escape path of XU and Ignar. Even Rahel's joining in. And another seismic shove from Darkwings to find a kill. Rahel with that we get from Darkwings. He's playing incredibly well right now in the Talia.
He also did have a pretty big Hero Azir play.
Exactly, just last week. As right now Dignitas are scrapping here. The Realm Warp comes in. Palafox immediately stunned, knocked up. But the team is still there to keep him safe. Meanwhile, Huhi knocks 2 members away. Another seismic shove onto XU. Sentinels mid laner is just clinical with these. Always finding the picks, always finding the kills, and now another one. Double kill to Darkwings as one picked up from Impact as well. Sentinels just cannot lose these fights.
Yeah, I think Darkwings is a real good NA prospect here. He's looking real good.
Oh, yeah.
This turret definitely going to be deleted. Dragon be deleted. That's number 3 for Sentinels. Another really early Dragon Soul point for them. And this game more in hand than the previous one. Darkwings here, even going to cruise up towards the top side of the map, get there quicker so he can get in time for the minion wave. Thank you, Harold, for the little drive. And they get to basically control the entire map, push the top wave, get the dragon at the same time.
For Sentinels, it feels
try
like...
to make a side lane play to get an objective bounty, but let's take a look at this.
Even Photon, the one member that has some gold in his pocket, he's getting teleported on by Darkwings in a 1v2 here as Impact's trying to lock him down with the Talia in tow. Photon trying his absolute best for the outplay, flashes over the knockup, but doesn't have the damage to get the kill, so Darkwings will get the kill credit for himself.
Cassante was about to Cassante all over them, but did not.
Yeah, I mean, Photon, heart goes out to him. He's been trying his absolute hardest.
Made around Baron, and they are well equipped to do so. Your pick potential is crazy there with Pantheon, Talia, Poppy here, creating so much threat. And Dignitas
go for the Dragon Soul instead, as no, instead they're just gonna make a play here onto Palafox. Pops the Ghost. Hambach gets in with the stun as the rest of Dignitas are here. Teleport in as well. Hambach now needs the backup of the team who will teleport in themselves. Flashes away from the crash down. Photon gets in with FBI right as the Huhi ejects XU. Photon not quite out of there. FBI could be in some trouble right now. Has the flash available. Weaver's Wall, he's stunned up. He can't even get out of there. FBI goes down just like Dignitas' chances. Double kill to Hambach. The Pantheon coming online. 7K gold lead with 3 kills donated over and a triple to the jungler. Sentinels won't even need this Baron to start the tier 2 turret siege.
No, they are making quick work of Dignitas this time.
Yeah.
This game is far out of Dignitas' reach. Not only is the Baron, but the Dragon Soul is about to come up in 2 seconds as well. So you can take the Baron, Baron-empowered recall, respec, send all of the money that you just got from killing Dignitas and taking the Baron, then go to Dragon Soul fight and
create some pressure here on the side with the help of Ignar. Poke Varus is going to have to land some big poke here, because in the all-in team fight, definitely with that lethality, Varus have already prepped some of that damage. One arrow will land. XU on the flank here as well. Huki spots him out. Now XU back over the wall into the pit. Ignar Hex flashes that wall. And now everyone's just front to back for Dignitas.
Look at Talia though. Talia's not front to back. She's taking mid lane right now. So Dignitas feel the pressure.
They have the numbers advantage, but FBI actually gets chunked out from Rahel over the wall there. Now the Weaver's wall. FBI is on the correct side this time around. Engage on the Dark Wings. Ignar can't quite land it. And he goes down. Rahel still getting the safety on the side. FBI will die. And another flick back for Dark Wings on a rampage as he will claim Palafox yet again. Rahel still surviving the fight. And Sentinels don't even need that dragon. They just walk up with their Baron-empowered cannon wave here in the mid lane, looking for even more kills. They'll find Photon. Dark Wings unstoppable. 5-1 and 7 for the young mid laner of Sentinels. They built a new roster around this kid and having a fantastic Game 2 here of Week 2.
And I gotta say, Hambach was locked in this game.
Yep.
That Pantheon was nasty. So many plays started up, so many plays also finished by him. Really impressed as well with Hambach. So Sentinels, with everything that they could possibly want, with their luxury of the entire map under their control.
We're running the stay tuned for an interview with Huhi if Sentinels wins. I've never seen that before.
I was just about to ask for another Huhi listening, because
we're going to have to try and defend up on the top side while Photon's pushing in this bottom wave. At least there's no more Baron push.
Yeah, look, Photon's recalling too, so he can't even get the tower goal. They don't even get the dopamine of an objective bounty exploding and hearing the noise and the gold cash in.
Yeah, you do it for the dopamine right there, but now he's on the other side of the Weaver's wall, the sole member here. Very tanky on the Cassante, so Sentinels cannot quite all in onto him. Instead, they're just starting to hit this turret. As Dignitas throw out the Chain of Corruption, FBI not going to land it, Impact side steps. And now no engage tool there for the AD carry. Sentinels just continue the siege.
Yeah. I mean, Huhi's Poppy had been really good too.
He's
had quite a good game on this Poppy. A lot of good ultis, a lot of good W.
Oh, FBI could be in some trouble right now as the knockup lands from Impact. He's flicked back from Dark Wings. The setup, the knockdown, 80 carry out of there. Sentinels again executing onto the one target everybody communicated that time around. And now with a 4-man defense here onto Sentinels push, it's looking dire. Under the turret, they're just getting slaughtered. XU goes back in, but the carries are falling around him. Sentinels holding strong in Week 2 as they look to pad the stats a little bit here at the end. Dignitas just cannot hold the line. Sentinels stand strong. Will they dive the fountain? That's the question on the mind. Sentinels looking for one more here onto the mid laner. Can they take down Palafox? They can. One more stands, one more to fall. Take him down for the ace. Claim the life of Photon. Welcome to the LCS. Sentinels win their first series.
2-0.